Good evening, everyone. In today's video, I am going to take you through a little project I'm embarked, and that is to find a march that can actually counter the mixed earth-wind, as I'm even running myself here. If you've been following along, then I am what I would consider a mid-spender, so I have some of the unique artifacts, went quite a few rounds in the Stellar Compass to, for instance, get a nice buff, the Iron Fist buff here on the War Colossus on my Hannibal, so he's like looking super strong now. Alexander still has the Homer's Epic, but we are awaiting a new Stellar Compass, so we can get a nice buff on that one. Still, we have Quin's Chariot, also pretty basic version of it, but nevertheless it does buff our Hannibal quite significantly. And lastly, we do have a basic droplet of the Uller here on our Zenobia that still gives her a bonus to her healing effects. Our dragon is somewhat developed by now. We have Earth Road 9. So still a little bit before we unlock Demeter's talents here, but that's probably going to happen somewhat mid-season 2, I believe. But yeah, so what I've been working on is just different setups to try to counter this one, and I've been really focused on utilizing some of the Shadow Immortals because I have spent quite a few bucks now to unlock and develop Himiko, and again, being VIP 11 by now, it's granted me the opportunity to unlock and develop Elizabeth a bit faster. Have in mind she is kind of not free to play, of course, but after you bought her from the VIP 10, you can actually develop her freely in the market. So she's actually 4-star here. Again, I am working, I'd say, on Charles and El Cid as well. Because these two, like the pair of these, are known to be quite strong front lines against the mixed earth-wind. So I've been playing a bit around with this setup now, and just want to take you guys through it, just to see how well it actually performs. So have in mind, I'm going to do this in a sort of like progression way, that setting it up as had I already been running this march, I wouldn't have been able to get Himiko further developed than this, so therefore we're testing it with only a 3-star grade, and the same with Elizabeth, she's only a 4-star grade. So and then set up the items similarly to my Earth Wind, so they're not the very best equipment, but they're quite up there. And also have in mind, I am not castle level 40 yet, so therefore we are on the tier 4 troops. As to the skill setup, then I really want to make our front line as strong as possible, but at the same time I need to keep our back line sustained so they can maximize their damage output. So therefore I'm running assist on my Charles here. Then we're also running the defense blessing to really avoid our units getting hammered by within the first 12 seconds. And then also I'm running shelter. I'm not too sure that this is the best choice, but it does help protect. In this case, I'm running Himiko behind Charles, so it does help her sustaining and therefore also improve her damage output just slightly. El Cid is far more important, that we really need to keep this guy alive. He's significantly weaker on the front line than Charles. And again, I found Misleading to be, at least in Season 1, the best counter skill against the mixed earth-wind. It's incredible how big a difference is if you remove this one or not. Of course, Oaken Guard, one of the best defensive skills. And then exactly to keep El Cid alive for just ever so slightly longer, we are running Physical Shield on him. So all this is really focused towards the mixed wind-earth march. Say you're up against a fire, Misleading should definitely be replaced, even Physical Shield as well. But yeah, then because we are limited to very few skills on Elizabeth and Himiko, we are running Annihilation just to up the damage output of Himiko quite a lot. This is going to contribute with 40% of her total damage. and fighting master. This one is quite important again, solely when fighting the Earth Dragon, simply because it's going to allow us to not get stun locked. If your main damage dealer gets stun locked, within these first 12-15 seconds, you really get lowered down to about 50% HP, especially if you are in the same lane as Hannibal. And we can never really avoid that. This is why I always play for the worst case scenario, why I am running Fighting Master on her. There's definitely other skills that improves her physical damage significantly more, but it just increases your chances of losing, actually. Whereas in this setup, you're guaranteed a win. It's just a matter of how much you win by. So yeah, Fighting Master is really one of my favorite skills against mixed Wind Earth, because it just gives you like much more consistent when fighting them. Lastly, for this setup, you can see I'm running a Fire Dragon despite not having any Fire Immortals. So yeah, this much really, like, we're not focusing on this same troop type buffs. And therefore I'm just picking, at least I'm in Season 1 now. I've been running this with just the best dragon in Season 1, which is the Fire Dragon. And as you can see, I even have Flaming Breath only at skill level 6. The reason for that is like it's simply so powerful here in Season 1 that it's completely skewing the results if I'm running this at the same level as my Earth. So that would be level 9. Like, this deals like 75% of the total damage in the battle, which I can't quite fathom how powerful this is, if it's the training camp or what it is, because when I'm up against fire marches in like just in regular PvP, it doesn't deal this much damage. It does deal a lot, but therefore I'm setting this at 6 just to keep this as fair as possible for my own march. But as you can see, the troop power here, there's a huge difference. So obviously, this should completely be a walk in the park for my mixed Earth-Wind March, but let's try put it at a test. And yeah, I'm just quickly going to pause this here, because as you can see, again, I have actually positioned my mixed Wind-Earth kind of ideally in this scenario. I am putting Hannibal in front of El Cid, and this also allows him to hit Beth in the back, which is the main damage dealer in this setup. And this is the best case scenario for the mixed Wind Earth March. So yeah, when you just run through this, you will really see how powerful the front line here is, that Charles and El Cid, they really sustain a lot. You can see Alexander's damage really knocking down Charles here, getting a nice stun in, so he is, delayed on his shield. But yeah, you can just see how much damage is coming from my Shadow Immortals here. And that's really despite them can only be in star grades 3 and 4 respectively. So yeah, this just comes to show that this is really a strong counter to the mixed Wind Earth here in Season 1 at least. As you can see here, Hannibal does distribute his damage quite nicely back onto Beth here. However, yeah, the damage from Himiko here, because she's completely protected by Charles, sustaining her completely, that's off the roof, and there you can see Annihilation being 51% of the damage dealt. And yeah, because Beth is taking quite a lot of damage from Hannibal, her damage output is just lowered tremendously. And yeah, despite I'm running a Fire Dragon that gives bonus to crits, you can see that's not the reason I'm winning here. Only one crit from Vampire Kiss, and there's one again from the dot, so very limited crit. Even in this case, the opponent is dodging almost half of the dots. So it's really like a quite good scenario for the Wind Earth in this case. And yeah, so another scenario is just like if you are unsure of the positioning here, like if you do swap around, so say that it's suddenly Alexander El Cid is facing, then you will still see that this is just even a better case scenario for the mixed Shadow March I've built here. So yeah, I'm really excited about this march. I'm starting to build it as my second march. I won't really know how well it performs until we are in mid-season 2, because that's where I'm going to start holding it up against the mixed Earth Wind with a talented Earth Dragon. And the reason why that's going to be a big change is really that we start getting a massive damage boost from the Earth Dragon then. Because as you can see right now, the Earth Dragon doesn't really do much. Moreover, when I'm putting the Fighting Master on Elizabeth, like, she will continuously deal damage. Himiko still immobilizes Zenobia from healing. It's really such a strong setup, this one, I think. So you can see now the damage, like the roles just turned, that now it was Beth who dealt the most damage. Again, Fire Dragon, it's still a lot of damage it deals, but Flaming Wraith is really only skill level 6. If you were focused on this march, it would be way more. So yeah, guys, follow along as I'm slowly developing this march now. We will really see how well it continues to perform. Most of this will be training camp practices, as I am focusing on my Earth Dragon. I'm slowly starting on the Fire Dragon now, but I need to work on the skills to unlock the talents here. So that is basically it for this video, guys. So yeah, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. Bye bye.